time. During COVID, we didn't go anywhere. So for 3 years, we didn't go anywhere. Now, when it got cold in Vrindavan, we finally went off to New Zealand and Australia. And after a long time, we finally come to Prabhupada's office. So we're very happy to be here with all of you. So as Prabhuji said, we're going to Vrindavan without ticket, without reservation, no security check, no mask, no vaccination certificate. The first step in spiritual realization is to accept the lotus feet of the spiritual master. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, by his own lotus mouth, he says, Tadvidi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadikshite jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshana. That one should try to approach the wise and bona fide spiritual master. And what do we do? Pariprasnena. Krishna says, you ask questions. All your questions. This is not blind follow me. We want to get all our questions and all our doubts satisfied. And we should not be afraid of doubts. Doubts are the food for our faith. What did I say? Doubts are the food for our faith. Because if we have some doubt and we approach our spiritual master or senior devotee and we get our doubt satisfied, then our faith will increase. So Krishna says, Pariprasnena, you ask questions. And Pariprasnena Sevaya. Not that we just go to the spiritual master, ask questions, okay, tata, see you later. Thanks a lot. No, to actually give thanks to the spiritual master, then we want to do some seva. Because Krishna says, Pariprasnena Sevaya. We offer some service to the spiritual master. Just like one time, the Vice Chancellor, I can't remember his name just now, of Banaras Hindu University, BHU, he came to visit Srila. Maybe, yes. He came to visit Bhakti Saranta. I don't know which Gaudiya Math it was. And you would think that immediately such an important person would be attended to. And Bhakti said, I'm busy right now. You sit with the boys in the temple room. We're polishing the brass, and I'll answer your questions after some time. So after some time, he again went to see Bhakti Siddhanta. So I'm still busy. You sit with those boys, and I'll answer your question. So he was just sitting there, nothing to do. So he also began to polish some of the brass. And then after some time, Bhakti Siddhanta called him, and he came there. He says, "What is your question?" He said, "No question. All my answers I've gotten." Because if we do service, then the circuit is complete. Just like if you study this light bulb, you'll see there's two wires, one coming from the powerhouse and one going back. As soon as we flip a switch, then the circuit is broken and the light goes out. Just like sometimes we meet some persons, some devotees, they're no longer coming to the temple or practicing, and we see their faces are dark. Isn't it? We have that experience. So because the circuit is broken, then the light goes out. But as soon as we receive knowledge from the spiritual master, we render service back to the spiritual master, then the circuit is complete, and then bing, we see. Prabhupada said, all my disciples are bright-faced. So we have very beautiful song. Navaginda Maharaj, he taught me this song, glorifying the spiritual master. So if you have your devices, this is Sri Guru Charan Kamala Bhajaman. 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 Guru Kripa Bina Nahi Koi Saran Bal Bhajaman Bhajanukshan. Guru Kripa Bina Nahi Koi Saran Bal Bhajaman Bhajanukshan. Sri Guru Charan Kamala Bhajaman. 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 Milta nahi aise dulabh janam Brahmaru Choda Bhuvan. Milta nahi aise dulabh janam Brahmaru Choda Bhuvan. किसी को मिलते हैं अहो भाग्य से हरि भक्तों की दर्शन. किसी को मिलते हैं अहो भाग्य से हरि भक्तों की दर्शन. Sri Guru Charan Kamala Bhajaman. 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 Krishna Kripa Ki Ananda Murti Dinajan Karuna Nidan. Krishna Kripa Ki Ananda Murti Dinajan Karuna Nidan. Bhakti Bhava Prem Tino Prakashata Sri Guru Patita Pavan. Bhakti Bhava Prem Tino Prakashata Sri Guru Patita Pavan. Sri Guru Charan Kamala Bhajaman. 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 Shruti Smriti aur Purana Mohe Kino Spasta Praman. Shruti Smriti aur Purana Mohe Kino Spasta Praman. Than man jivan Guru Pare Arpan Sri Hari Nama Ratan. Than man jivan Guru Pare Arpan Sri Nam. Sri Guru Charan Kamala Bhajaman. 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. So this is very, very enchanting song. This now for the rest of the evening, this will come and be singing in the back of your mind. Sri Guru Charan Kamala Bhajaman. Such an enchanting melody, But very important. Krishna Kripa Bina Nahi Koi Sadhan Bal. Without the mercy of spiritual master, then our sadhana has no bal. Just like we're coming from Krishna, Balaram Mandir. So Bal we know means strength. So Bhajaman Bhaja Anukshan. Anukshan means that every moment we should worship the lotus feet of the spiritual master. It says, Milta nahi aisi durlabh janam brahmadhu choda bhuvan. Choda bhuvan means this universe. There's 14 worlds. 7 heavenly planets, 7 middle planets, 7 down planets, like that. This Earth is a middle planet. And this human form of life, only after 8,400 million species of life, we get this human form of life. So, durlabh janam. Very difficult to get. So we should not waste it just eating, sleeping, and mating and defending. Only by great fortune we got this human form of life, because this is a chance to get out of the cycle of birth and death. Just like we see that no cats or dogs have come here tonight to listen to Harikatha. Only in this human form of life we can take advantage. So we should take advantage of the teachings of the bona fide spiritual master and make our life perfect. So, the other day I was remembering wonderful pastime here with Srila Prabhupada, because in 1974 Prabhupada had a Sankirtan protest after the Mayapur Vrindavan festival. We was 2 weeks in Mayapur, 2 weeks in Vrindavan. We were with Prabhupada, and that time Krishna Balaram temple was under construction, but we were all staying there. And Prabhupada would give us nice lectures every morning and evening. And I remember sometimes we came down to have darshan of Prabhupada in his rooms in Krishna Balaram Mandir, because we know we have the Prabhupada's houses there. He said that Vrindavan is my home, Bombay is my office, and Mayapur is my place of worship. So one night we were coming back from Prabhupada's house, and we were walking down the Bhaktivedanta Swami Marg, even that street now. We were just seeing on Google, it still says Bhaktivedanta Swami Marg. And I saw some people in front of me, and they were walking very funny. They were sort of walking like this. And in America, and especially in New York City, we also see people walking like that. One time I was in New York, I realized there's no difference between New York and Vrindavan. There's also people who are walking like that, so I was curious, so I came up behind them, and they were singing, Radhe Radhe Jai Jai Sri Radhe 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 Jai Jai Sri Radhe. They were intoxicated with Radharani's name. People also in New York, they walk like this, but they're not intoxicated with Radharani's name. And they're not chanting Radharani's name. Maybe Johnny Walker they're chanting. And in Vrindavan, at least in the old days, if you live on the edge of Vrindavan, then every morning and night you hear the peacocks. Ew! Ew! And now if you live in the big cities, you hear the city peacock. And in Vrindavan, you stay there for a while, then you understand that 90% of it is all is in a New York English they say schlock, big show and no go. But still, you'll find there's some sincere devotees here and there. The same in New York is also big show and no go. But still, you'll find some few nice people here and there. What was the other non-difference? I can't remember just now. I haven't thought about it for a long time. And I was thinking about, we came here, that's where I would get back, we came here in 1974, and every day Prabhupada would go to Juhu Beach to take his morning walk. Somehow we haven't made it so far this time because we had a very long journey in Kashmir and a very super long journey to come here, so we just crashed out for 2 days. So one day we'll make it to a nice walk on the beach. And always Dr. Patel would meet him and argue with Prabhupada. Because Prabhupada was criticizing so many so-called sadhus who were very recognized by the public, but they were all Mayavadis. So Prabhupada used to argue with his Mayavad philosophy with Dr. Patel to try to get him to understand. So we were walking on the beach, and Prabhupada says, so here we are walking on the sand, not on the sky and not on the sea. You can say it is all one. It is all atoms. We admit it is all atoms. But still, we're walking on the land, not on the sky or the sea. And Prabhupada kept making this point to him. He said, any child can understand. That you can say it is all one, all right, but still, we're walking on the land, not on the sea or the sky. He said, any child can understand. That's for you're less than a child. He criticized Dr. Patel. Then he walked some more and he said, just like one can say, there's so many holes in the body. So you can say it is all one. There's so many holes in the body, it is all one. But still, we put the food here, we don't put food here. So many wonderful memories of Prabhupada here in Juhu in the old days. So once we get mercy of the Vaishnavas and the spiritual master, then we want to take shelter of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. So we have very beautiful song. This also, just like the song is in Brij Bhasa, we have a very beautiful song in Brij Bhasa about Lord Chaitanya. And I'm sure you already know, anyway, if you have your devices, you can look up Sundara Lala. Sundara Lala, Sachidu Lala, नाचत श्री हरि कीर्तन में बोलो सुंदर लाला सचिरु लाला नाचत श्री हरि कीर्तन में बल्ले चंदन तिलक मनोहर आलक शोभे कपोलन में बोलो सुंदर लाला सचिरु लाला नाचत श्री हरि कीर्तन बोलो सुंदर लाला सचिरु लाला नाचत श्री हरि कीर्तन में Shivechura darshanirale vanapula mala kiya padole Shivechura vanapula mala kiya padole Paina pita patambara shobe Nupura runujuru charanana me Paina pita patambara shobe Nupura runujuru charanana Olo sundara lala Radha Krishna ekatanu hai Nirvana madhe Bansi bajave Nirvana madhe Bansi bajave Visarupagi Prabhuji sahi Avata prakatai Dariya mein कोई गावत है राधा कृष्ण नाम कोई गावत है हरि गुणगान कोई गावत है राधा कृष्ण नाम कोई गावत है हरि गुणगान मृदंग ताला मधुर रसाला बजाता है कोई रंगन में मृदंग ताला मधुर रसाला बजाता है कोई Sachinandana Gaura Hari. The Sundar Lala, Sachidu Lala, Nachata Sri Hari Kirtan Mein. The little beautiful Lala of Sachi Mata, Sachidu Lala, he's always dancing in Sri Hari Kirtan. Because in this dark age of Kali, this is a recommended process. Chanting very loudly and very enthusiastically, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So one pastime just passed into my mind was one time, we know that he was known as Nimai, then on the I believe it was on the Makar Sankranti day, he took sannyas from Keshav Bharati. And then on the petition of Mother Sachi Devi, she said he wanted to go to Vrindavan, but he said then those days there was no jet airways or Indigo, so it was very difficult to get, not many people went, it was very difficult to get any news, so you said you please stay in Puri. So Mahaprabhu said, somehow or other, I've gotten this body from you, you're my mother, therefore I have to follow your order. So he stayed at Puri. But one time, he went on Dakshin Bharat Yatra. And he left Puri, and first place he came was one place called Kurma Kshetra, where very beautiful deity of Kurma Bhagwan is there. I have been to that place and took darshan of Kurma Dev. So he went there and he was dancing and chanting in ecstasy, and all the people were astounded. And one Brahmin came there. Actually, his name was Kurma Brahmin. So he saw Mahaprabhu dancing and chanting. When Mahaprabhu calmed down for some time, then he went to him and fell at his feet that you please come to my house. I'm just poor householder. You please come and bless our house and stay with us. So Mahaprabhu went to that Brahmin's place and took prasad. And in every evening they would have Harikatha and nice Nam Sankirtan. And everybody was just floating in the ocean of transcendental bliss. So this went on for 3 days. After the third day, Mahaprabhu was getting ready to continue his journey. Not like you guys with 2 Samsonite suitcases. Lotar Kambo, Sadhu Kasambal. And Kurma Brahman came and he fell at Mahaprabhu's feet and he said, Prabhu, we're feeling so much ecstasy in your association. You please stay here one more day, just one more day. Mahaprabhu said, no, I haven't taken sannyas so that I can stay in any householder's house and enjoy life. I must go, I have my mission. No, Prabhu, you please stay. And seeing the sincerity of Kurma Brahman's pleading, the Mahaprabhu broke his rule. He stayed again for one more night. They had nice Harikatha in the evening and nice Hari Kirtan. The next day Mahaprabhu was again getting ready to go, and Kurma Brahman came and Mahaprabhu said, no, I'm going now. He said, no, Prabhu, I haven't come to stop you. But one thing, Prabhu, I'm a householder. In this householder life, there's so many troubles and so many tribulations and so many problems. I'm going to give everything and go with you. And Mahaprabhu, he looked at the Kurma Brahman. Now the ladies are worried, Deena Bandhu going to take everybody off to Vrindavan. And Mahaprabhu said, Nahi! Now this is not my mission. I have not come to take you away from your household or life or anything. He said, Yari Deko Krishna, what is it? Yari Deko Krishna Kaho Krishna Upadesh, Amara Gai Guru Hai Thari Desh. That you stay here in your householder life, you stay with your family. But whomever you meet, wherever you go, you tell them about Krishna. Amara Gai Guru Hai. By my order, Amara Agya. Mera Agya say Guru banao. Are, what kind of quality do I have to become Guru? Becoming Guru is not very difficult. Just like the Dakiya, the postman. He takes your letter and he sends it to the postal system to the receiver of that letter. It's not that he takes your letter and opens it up and reads it and says, he said this, but he really meant this. And this line we don't like. If he will do that, then he'll be arrested. The letter arrives as it is. As it is. So whatever you read in Prabhupada's Gita, you just repeat that as it is. You become Guru. Not difficult. Amaragai Guru Hai Thari Desh, or you save all your countrymen. Just like I'm so happy to see, I've been here all over this. We went to Chopati, we went to Mirror Road, we went to the hospital. This hospital is not a hospital, it's a temple masquerading as a hospital. We saw that they're cultivating so many people. They get the patients to come for some seminars, and they start their Namahata programs, and then they make them the congregation member of whatever nearest temple is there. And even they get everybody to chant, even people from other religions. They want the devotees to come and read Bhagavad Gita or chant Hare Krishna for their relatives. No. They say, yes, please chant Hare Krishna for me. So it's just looking like a hospital, but it's actually a temple in disguise. And I'm seeing the most materialistic city in the whole of India, but still everywhere I go, just like here, we see a whole full room full of people from all walks of life, and we're all chanting Hare Krishna and taking to this Krishna consciousness. I'm so happy to see all this. So Mahaprabhu said, no, you stay in your household life, but you tell everybody about Krishna. Not difficult. You just, we spend so much time, in America we call it the boob tube. This one-eyed ekankwali asur. I know I have many friends in the United States, they threw it out. They realize there's no conversation going on between the family member. Everybody sits there with greater dhyan than a yogi, just a commercial comes and they say a few words. And they realize there's no relation between the family members. They threw this thing out. So you just put some cloth on top of that, you put a nice picture of Krishna, and you sit down together, you chant Hare Krishna and read Bhagavad Gita. Not difficult. This is Mahaprabhu's mission. So then, since we're in this Leela, then Mahaprabhu, he went on his way, on his Dakshin Bharat Yatra. But nearby, there was one fellow, he was suffering from leprosy. All his toes were melting away, his fingers were melting away, nose was melting away. Horrible disease. But he heard there's some great soul is there in Kurma Brahman's house. So with great difficulty, it was very painful for him to walk, but he came to that village, he came to Kurma Brahman's house, and he said, where is that Mahapurush? Where is that great soul who came here? And Kurma Brahman said, well, he just left today. And that poor Brahman, what was his name? Vasudev. He fell on the ground crying, I'm so unfortunate, this great soul came and I couldn't see him. He began to cry. All of a sudden, like that, Mahaprabhu appeared on the scene. And he picked up Vasudev and he embraced him. And when Mahaprabhu embraced Vasudev, all his wounds, all his sores, everything became very nice. And he began to cry even more. You made everything nice. Now I will fall into sense gratification. Just see his bhav. We're going every day before Radharas Bihari. Oh, Prabhu, please give me a break. And you say, what have you done? You gave me a break. No, I don't want this break. I'll get it. He says, don't worry. You'll always remember me. Don't worry. And then Mahaprabhu disappeared. So these are some of the merciful pastimes of Sriman Mahaprabhu. So what nice Braj song shall we sing today? Now we can go to Vrindavan. We get mercy of Guru and Gaur-Nitai. Anybody has some favorite song? Okay. No, that's for the end. Huh? All right. We haven't sang that one for a long time. Par karenge. Shall I do a little higher, huh? Par karenge naiya re bajo Krishna kanaiya. Par karenge naiya re bajo Krishna kanaiya. Par karenge naiya re bajo Krishna kanaiya. Par karenge Krishna kanaiya, Maudhi ka bhaiya, Krishna kanaiya, Krishna Kanhaiya, Gaurika Bhaiya, Krishna Kanhaiya, पार करेंगे नैया रे बजो कृष्ण कन्हैया, पार करेंगे नैया रे बजो कृष्ण कन्हैया, कृष्ण कन्हैया, गौरिका भैया, मखन चुरैया, मखन चुरैया, गिरिवारु गैया, गिरिवारु गैया, गिरिवारु गैया, बंसरी बजैया, बंसरी बजैया, रास रचैया, रास रचैया, पार करेंगे नैया रे बजो कृष्ण कन्हैया, पार करेंगे नैया रे बजो कृष्ण कन्हैया, कृष्ण कन्हैया, गौरिका भैया, कृष्ण कन्हैया, गौरिका भैया, कृष्ण कन्हैया, गौरिका भैया, मखन चुरैया, मखन चुरैया, गैया चरैया, गैया चरैया, बंसरी बजैया, बंसरी बजैया, गिरिवारु गैया, गिरिवारु गैया, रास रचैया, रास रचैया, पार करेंगे नैया रे बजो कृष्ण कन्हैया, पार करेंगे नैया रे बजो कृष्ण कन्हैया, पार करेंगे नैया रे बजो कृष्ण कन्हैया, बोलो कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की, श्री दाऊ जी महाराज की। So this is very, very beautiful Brijbasa song of Krishna and Balaram. So this morning we went to Gokul, so there's a very beautiful pastime because we were just hearing one of Krishna's name is Makhana Chureya. So there's a very beautiful place in Gokul called Ukkal Bandhan. So Ukkal means this wooden grinding mortar. And Bandhan we know means to tie. So what happened was all the older gopis one time, they came to Mother Yasoda and they're complaining that your Lala comes to our house and steals all our butter, milk and yogurt, all our makhan. And Mother Yasoda said, Array, you think these things are not in our house? My husband Nanda Baba, he has 9 lakhs of cows. Gobabata, how much is 1 lakh? Do you know 1 lakh how much it is? 100,000, huh? So 9 lakhs means almost 1 megabyte. Huh? दूध दही मक्खन ये सब नदी के बराबर हमारे बाग घर पर बहती रहती है. क्यों मेरा लालच जाएगा और किसी के घर पर चुराने के लिए? And so they still complain that this is going on. Somebody sort of thought, all right, must be that the servant girls are not making the butter properly. It's so hard to get good help these days. Even 5,000 years ago, Mother Yasoda had this complaint. So tomorrow is Diwali, so I will give all the girls day off, and I myself will personally churn the butter, then Lala won't have to go to others' house to steal. So Mother Yasoda, that night, Mother Yasoda, she got the best milk in Braj. Because out of those 9 lakhs of cows, there's 1,000 cows that are special. So they take all the milk of those 1,000 cows and feed it to 100 cows that are very special. Then they take the milk of those very special cows and feed it to 100 very, very special cows. And then to 10 extremely special cows, and then to Krishna's favorite cow, Padma Ganda. You can understand, huh? Padma means lotus, and Ganda means fragrance. So her milk is just fragrant like a lotus flower. So Mother Yasoda took all this milk, and she heated it up, and she set it up to make yogurt. Because in Braj, we don't scrape off the cream and turn that into butter. We take the whole milk, turn it into yogurt, and we turn it into butter. And I read one article that milk, that butter and ghee made from the cream creates the bad cholesterol. And that butter and ghee made from the dahi, that creates the good cholesterol. Since you guys all worry about these things these days, I'm telling you, I read this article. So she set up the yogurt for the night. So next morning, she wants to churn the yogurt into butter. But every mother knows, and those of you going to be mothers someday, you'll learn very soon, that you can't get anything done around the house as long as the children are awake. Is it? All the mothers are shaking their heads, huh? So Mother Yasoda, she took Lala and put him on his bed, and she began to sing beautiful lullabies. Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. And when Lala was sound asleep, then she took all the yogurt, and there's special churning room, and there's a big matka with very thick, because it's got this churning rod inside, so it has to be thick, otherwise it'll break. And she poured all the yogurt into that churning pot. And there's 2 strings tied to the wall, and then 1 rope she puts around the rod like this, and prrr, 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 just like this drum, mridanga. Prrr, prrr, prrr. And all her bangles, they're going ching, ching. No bangles. Especially when I go to the West, nobody has bangles. But Hindi ladies, they can't go outside the house without bangles. I made so many converts with this story. So, all her bangles are going ching, 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 just like this kartal. And Mother Yasoda, she's singing all of Krishna's names. Govinda Damodar Madhavedi, Govinda Damodar Madhavedi, Govinda Damodar Madhavedi, Govinda Damodar Madhavedi. Now Prabhupada told us that as soon as we chant Hare Krishna, Radha and Krishna go, oh, someone is chanting our name. And Prabhupada explained that the trick is we want to chant with so much love and devotion that Radha and Krishna will say, oh, someone is chanting our name. Let us go and see who it is. So that is just our ordinary chanting. Now Mother Yasoda, she's chanting in Vatsalya Prem. This Mridanga is going on, prrr, prrr. This Kartal is going on, Ching Ching, Bhagavan Ka Naam is going on. This is Nam Sankirtan. Vatsalya Prem Nam Sankirtan. How Lala is going to sleep if Vatsalya Prem Kirtan is going on? So immediately Lala woke up. But his bed is very tall and he is very small. So he's looking all the four sides, how to get down. So the very end of the bed, he put his feet over the edge, but it's very tall, he's very small, he can't reach. He's stuck there like this. And now he's gone down so far, he can't get back up either. He began to cry. But Mother Yasoda, brrr, brrr, ching, ching, she can't hear his crying. Anyway, anyhow, he let go and boop, he came dropped down. Then he ran and began to pull Mother Yasoda's sari and to stop her churning rod. That person who churns the hearts of everybody in the universe, he's stopping the churning rod of Mother Yasoda. Ching, ching. So Mother Yasoda, she thought, oh, Lala must be hungry. So she placed him on her lap and she pushed her breast into his mouth and began to feed him milk from her very own breast. And she's just seeing the beautiful face of her little Lala. Sometimes little drips of milk are bloop, 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 just like little pearls. Bloop, bloop, and she just forgot everything. We can't even imagine the fortune of Mother Yasoda. She has the supreme personality of Godhead as her little Lala, and she's feeding milk from her breast. We can't imagine her fortune. All we can say is, Ma Yasoda ki jai. So she just seen Lala's beautiful face, she forgot everything. She also forgot that in the kitchen there's some milk boiling on the stove for making sweets for Lala. So we read in Srimad Bhagavatam that milk began to boil over. But our acharyas, in their tikas on this pastime, they explained that actually that milk was thinking that Mother Yasoda, she has the perfection of life we just described. But she's giving milk, Krishna's taking milk, she's giving milk, Krishna's taking milk. This will go on eternally. I will never get offered to Krishna, so what is my use of my life? He decided to jump in the flames and suicide himself. So then suddenly Mother Yasoda, she smelled that thing. We know that smell, Immediately she put Krishna down. Actually, I should say, she tried to put Krishna down. In English, we say, like having a monkey on your back. Just like when I was preaching in South America, in Colombia, we had a farm and we had a little monkey. And he would get on your shoulder, and you will never get him off. He will. If you try to put him down, then with this, they have four hands. They would just grab you with four hands and grab your sika, wrap their tail around your arm. You can't put him down. So Krishna also, she tried to put Krishna down. He's holding on to her choti, she's holding on to her sari, he's putting his legs around her arm. Anyhow, with great difficulty, Mother Yasoda put him on the ground and ran to the kitchen to to sprinkle some water and pull the wood out of the fire to make the milk calm down. At least that's what we read. But our acharyas have explained that milk was thinking that Mother Yasoda has the perfection of life. But she's not worried about her own self. She's worried about the devotee, because as milk is a devotee, he'll get offered to Krishna as sweets. She's worried about the Vaishnava, not her own self. So the milk was so astonished, he jumped back into the pot. Meanwhile, Krishna was thinking that this Mother Yasoda, I was drinking milk so sweetly, and she just threw me on the floor and ran away like this. He thought, what rascal thing can I do? Now this churning pot, because it got this rod with these little spokes in it, it's very thick, not easy to break. But in the kitchen, we have this special little stone, for grinding the spices, for making the palak paneer, That's very heavy stone, no? So he took that stone and pow! He smashed a hole in the side of the butter churning pot. And all the half-churned butter and whey and everything came flowing all over the floor. Then he thought, uh-oh, I'm going to get in big trouble. And he ran out of the room. But as he ran out of the room, he saw in the storeroom, there's so much butter hanging there from the day before. So he stopped, and then he went in the storeroom. But the butter's hanging very tall, and he's very small. So he thought how to get it. Then he saw this ukkal. So he pulled this ukkal over, and he climbed on top, and he grabbed one of those pots, untied it from the ropes, and brought it down, and then he ran out to the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And he began to eat very nicely this butter. So most of you have been to Vrindavan, yes? Yes. So you know if there's something to eat, who comes? So Lala's eating butter, then all the monkeys came. And Lala thought, when previously when I came as Lord Ram, all these monkeys, they gave so much service. And I didn't give them anything. At least in this incarnation, let me give them some butter. So he began to feed butter to all the monkeys. Meanwhile, Mother Yasoda, she cleaned up the mess in the kitchen. She came back to the churning room and she saw a big mess. And you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to figure it out. Because there's half-churned butter and whey and everything went all over the floor. There's these little buttery footprints. They go out of the churning room. They go into the storage room. They're on top of the ukkal. And one pot of butter is missing. So easy to figure out. So she went, not only is he, this rascal is such a rascal. So she grabbed a stick on the way. Now, you'll see that all of us who live in Vrindavan permanently, we always carry a stick. Because that monkey will come, he'll sit on your shoulder, and without you even feeling it, boop, your glasses are gone. My dear Arta Bandhu, he's riding on a back of a motorbike. In the evening time, you can't see very much, but the monkey can see there's a bulge in his pocket. Immediately, tried to get his mobile. No, you go across the street and you buy some nice fruit, and you're coming back minding your own business. The monkey comes behind, tears it open, and all your fruits go scattering all over the street, and all the monkeys come and grabbing them all up. So those of us who live permanently, we have a stick. Because that monkey will grab your glasses, he'll climb on top of a wall and sit there chewing on that part that rests on your nose, or on the end. They love to get the end, that sits on your ear. And you can scream, you can wave your arms, you can do everything. But for that monkey, you don't exist. But if you have a stick, Oh, that monkey! He throws the glasses and runs away. So, Lala, he's giving butter to all the monkeys, so he has back to Mother Yasoda. And Mother Yasoda, she's very smart. She's coming directly behind Lala. So that monkeys, they saw that stick in her hand. They all went, they all ran up in the tree. And then Lala, he turned around, he saw Mother Yasoda's coming with the stick. And he jumped and he began to run. And he was running all around the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And Mother Yasoda is running behind. But her hips are very big. And her breasts are very swollen. She can't run so fast. And Lala's just running and running and running. Then Prabhupada said there's one part of the house that is for the men and there's one part of the house that's for the ladies. So he came to the joint and he ran into the men's section of the house. But Mother Yasoda, she came, she also ran right behind him. And he's running around and around. And then Lala thought that the Mother Yasoda, she's huffing and puffing. Just like we went for our physical checkup, they put us on that treadmill, you know. So then he thought, oh, my mother's taking too much trouble. So she finally grabbed him. And then he began to rub his eyes with his hands. And we know from that song, all his cudgel is smeared all over his face. And he's saying, oh, Maya, I'll be good. Don't beat me, Maya, I'll be good. And Mother Yasoda, she thought this is not good, that he's too frightened. So she threw that stick away. He said, I'll be good. Don't beat me, Maya. And Mother Yasoda said, look, I'm going to have to, you stole the butter. That was a naughty thing to do. Or you broke the pot. That was a naughty thing to do. But this stealing the butter, if you grow up to become a thief in life, you'll get so much trouble. So I'm going to forgive you for breaking the pot. But this thievery, I'm going to have to punish you. And your accomplice in this thievery was this ukal. So I'm going to tie the both of you together. So she got some rope, she put it around the ukal, she went to put it around Lala's waist, and it's 2 fingers too short. And she got some more ropes, and she put it around his waist, it's still 2 fingers too short. And she got some more ropes. By this time, all the older gopis came, and they're all laughing. Are Maya, this morning you put a little black thread around his waist, and now with all this rope, you can't tie him up? Because you go in the village, all the little children, they have little black thread around their waist, is it? And now with all this rope, you can't tie her up? But Mother Yasoda, she's angry. Angry means Rajagun. Can we tie up Krishna with Rajagun? We can't even tie Krishna with Sattvagun. So she got some more ropes. Finally, she got all those little ropes they use for milking the cow. You guys all live in big cities, so you never saw, Just like my godbrother, what is his name? Guru Kripa. He never knew that milk came from the cow. So my mother buys it at the store, it comes in a carton. So we'll have biology class, you know. But there's an animal called a cow. He's got this big milk bag, and there's little teats there, and you squeeze, and the milk comes out. But now you may squeeze too much, too hard, and she'll kick. And you, the bucket, the milk, everything goes. So we have these little ropes that we tie around the back legs like that. If we pinch too much, then she tries to kick, she can't kick. So she took all of those ropes and tied them all together, 2 fingers too short. And all her friends are laughing at her. Their mother. Meanwhile, all Balaram and all the cowherd boys came. And Krishna said, oh, Dao, please untie me, Dao. And Balaram said, Are, who did this? Who tied you up like this? I will burn that person to ashes. Because we know that at the end of the universe, and his expansion is Ananta She, she burns all the universes to ashes. I will burn that person to ashes. Tell me, Lala, who did this? He said, Maya. Maya did this? What did you do? I didn't do nothing. No. If Maya tied you up like this, you must have done. I'm not getting involved. And then Krishna said, "Hey, Madhumanga, Madhi, come here. Batuk." We call him Batu Dvijaraj, Batuk, come here. Untie me. And Madhumanga said, "Look, you guys always make the plan. You guys execute the plan. And then you all run away. I'm lame. I get stuck behind. I'm the one that gets in trouble. Now you're in trouble. I'm happy." Stoka Krishna, Vasudama, come on. And then they come, "Hey, what are you guys doing? You're untying, you're making it tighter." Because this knot is tied with Vatsalya Prem. And Madhya Soda, it's Sakya Prem. Oh, Vatsalya Prem, right? Then the cowherd boys, they're in Sakya Ras. This Sakya Ras cannot untie this Vatsalya Ras knot. So Krishna says, "All right, you guys are useless. Get out of the way." So then he saw these twin Arjun trees. And we don't have time to go into that whole story, but anyway, they're the sons of Kubera, Nalagriva and Managriva, were cursed, or actually blessed by Narad Muni. They stand as Arjun trees. And I always wondered, is our Mauritian lady, anybody here from Mauritius? Nobody from Mauritius. I went to Mauritius, this pastime became more sweet. Because Mauritius is a little tiny dweep in the ocean. And from, I can't remember which month, but anyway, a certain time of the year, these cyclones come. Here we call them tufan, there they call cyclone. And sometimes it's 250 kilometer per hour winds. Every once in a while one comes like that. It's just a tiny little dweep. So that wind comes and just everything is flattened. All the crops are flattened, everything is flattened. But if you drive around Mauritius, you will see all along the roads, there's these beautiful old ancient Arjun trees. Because they have a very, very heavy root system. In fact, just like you see the banyan trees, they have roots hanging down like this. These roots I call rocket fin roots, They don't hang down like that. They come out of the side of the tree, the trunk of the tree like this, like rocket fins. And I saw Mauritius in the botanical park. They have one, they start here this high, and snake into the ground like that. So very heavy root system. 250 kilometer per hour wind doesn't knock them over. All the roads are lined by these trees. So even 250 kilometer per hour wind doesn't knock them over. And Lala knocked over too. This pastime became more sweet by my going to Mauritius. So he crawled in between those two trees, and then the ukkal went topsy-turvy and got stuck. And we heard that Krishna pulled. Actually, he put one foot on one tree, one foot on another tree to pull, but as soon as he touched them with his feet, they became liberated. And special thing to understand here is like this granny word called ukkal. Kal means very bad person. But somehow he's connected to Krishna, so he was able to deliver these trees. Same way, we're all very bad people, but somehow we're connected to Prabhupada and we're distributing the books, we're able to deliver people like that. Because our connection is there with Prabhupada. So those two trees came crashing down. Huge sound. And Lala was right in the middle, safe. And Nanda Baba, he was in the fields, he came running. He saw Lala between these two Arjun trees. How they fell over, nobody can understand. I just told you that they don't fall over very easily. Nanda Baba, how this happened, And he saw Lala tied up there. He immediately went there, and he's also in Vatsalya Ras, so he untied that knot, and Krishna jumped in his arms. And Nanda Baba said, Lala, who did this? He said, Maya. What did you do? Oh, Baba, I didn't do nothing, Baba. The Mother Yasoda, she also heard that sound. She came running with her arms stretched out like this to take Lala from Nanda Baba. But Lala saw her coming, so he hit his head in this shoulder. And she came to this side, and he hit his head in this shoulder. And then she came this side, and he hit in this side. And then crying like a cow who's lost her calf, she went running to her room. And Baba said, Lala, you go to your Maya. He said, no, Baba. I was drinking milk and she threw me on the ground and she chased me with a stick and she tied me up. I don't want to see this rascal Maya. Come on, Lala, you go to your Maya. No, Baba. The Lala, who's going to give you a bath and get you ready for bed tonight? He said, to Baba. And who's going to tuck you into bed tonight to put you to sleep? Said, to Baba. And who's going to wake you up in the morning? Said, to Baba. And who's going to dress you and feed you milk in the morning? Said, to Baba. I don't want to see this rascal Maya. So Nanda Baba, he took him home, he bathed him, he heated up some milk, he gave some milk to Lala, he tucked him into bed. Said, now Lala, you take rest. Said, no, Baba, now you tell story. He said, no, Lala, you take rest. No, I won't go to sleep till you tell story. So Nanda Baba said, all right. Once upon a time, there was a very demoniac king named Hiranyakashipu. Even though he was a big demon, his son was a great devotee named Prahlad. And he tried to train Prahlad to become a demon, but instead, he was preaching Krishna consciousness to all his friends. And when he questioned his son, what was the best thing? He says, school I didn't learn anything, but the best thing I learned is Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vishnu, Padasevanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma, Nivedanam. Said, what? Chanting and remembering and hearing the pastimes of my enemy? And he became so angry. This anger is such a thing. He forgot this is his own son. He tried to kill him in so many ways. He threw him off a cliff and the rocks all became very soft. He just bounced. Then he threw him in a pot of oil. It became very cool. He had elephant try to trample him. The elephant picked him up on his back and took him for a victory ride. They put him in a pit full of snakes and the snakes all left him alone. They had some demons come and all their weapons turned against them. And Hiranyakashipu became furious. Prahlad, where do you get your powers? He said, Baba, from the same place as you, from God, from Bhagwan. Where is this Bhagwan? Oh, Baba, he's everywhere. He's everywhere? Is he here? Is he here? Is he in this pillar here? Oh, Baba, he's everywhere. I'll show you your God. And he pulled out his sword and he smashed at pillars. And Lala jumped up at the bed and went, Rawr! And he pretended to rip Hiranyakashipu apart. And Nanda Baba said, I never told this story before. How does he know the end? Now Lala, you take rest. So next morning, Nanda Baba, he woke him up, he bathed him, got him all dressed and everything. And then Mother Rohini came running. And she said, Mother Yasoda's about to leave. And she's going to say, leave her body. But before she could say anything, Lala jumped out of Nanda Baba's arms and he ran into the arms of Mother Yasoda. Yasoda Damodar ki. So this wonderful pastime happened in Gokul at a place called Ukal Bandhan. So I guess it's a little late, huh? So we'll end with the national anthem of Braj. This dancing music, so you all stand up. And Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Pavan Radhe Tero Naam, Pavan Sri Vrindavan Dham. Pavan Radhe Tero Naam, Pavan Sri Vrindavan Dham. Pavan Radhe Tero Naam, Pavan Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Jai Sada Bihari Lal. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Jai Sada Bihari. The person who drives the rickshaw in Vrindavan, he's the rickshaw wala. Who makes the sweets, he's the sweet mithai wala. Huh? So who takes care of the cow, he's the go wala. Go wala, go wala, go wala, go wala, wala. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Jai Sada Bihari Lal. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Jai Sada Bihari Lal. Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Jai Sada. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Rama Nama Barambar, Chakra Sudarshana He Rakhavar. Rama Nama Barambar, Chakra Sudarshana He Rakhavar. Rama Nama Barambar, Chakra Sudarshana He Rakhavar. Rama Nama Barambar, Chakra Sudarshana. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Bolo Santan Hari Hari, Mukha pe Murali Adadari. 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 Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Ram.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Ram.
Manasi Ganga, Sri Hari Dev, Girivardhari ki Prikrama De. Manasi Ganga, Sri Hari Dev, Girivardhari ki Prikrama De. Manasi Ganga, Sri Hari Dev, Girivardhari ki Prikrama De.
Manasi Ganga, Shri Hari Dev, Girivardhari ki parikrama de.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Ram.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Ram.
Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Ram.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Ram.
कुंड कुंड में क्षणमृतले अपन जीवन सफल करे.
कुंड कुंड में जन्म तले अपना जीवन सफल करे.
कुंड कुंड में क्षणमृतले अपन जीवन सफल करे.
कुंड कुंड में जन्म तले अपना जीवन सफल करे.
जय जय राधे, जय जय श्याम, जय जय श्री वृंदावन राम.
जय जय राधे, जय जय श्याम, जय जय श्री वृंदावन राम.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Radhe Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Ram.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Ram.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Ram.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Ram.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Radhe Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Ram.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Ram.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Ram.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Ram.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam,
Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Ram. Bolo Sri Brajabhumi Vrindavan Dham ki. Revealer of the holy Dham, Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Nitalita Vishnu Vishnu, His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananda Gauri Vaishnavina ki, Sad Goswami Prabhu ki, Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki, Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi. Finished, we're revising it.